Welcome to Patriot Stadium. I'm Max Schwartz alongside Mike Caggiano, home of the Patriots Wrestling, who will take on county rival Passaic Valley, the Passaic Valley Hornets. There's some great matches in store. Who's your key wrestler, Cag?
My key wrestler is Dunphy for Passaic Valley. If Dunphy can pull off the victory against the Patriot captain Ryan Inglett, all the momentum will shift to the Hornets bench.
Well, for me, I'm going to have to go with Patriots wrestler Rob Levine. You know, he's been great all year long. He knows how to get out of precarious situations like the cradle. Even when he's on a near fall, he always kicks out. You know, he's been great for them in getting points.
He's been great. He's started on varsity a long time, very experienced guy. He knows exactly what he's doing. I look for him to shine here tonight, too.
Now, the opener is going to be Captain Ryan Inglett and Tommy Dunphy. This should be an interesting matchup. Both have superior records and have been playing varsity since they were freshmen. Now, Inglett looking to take control. He's got grip on the head, trying to get underhooks. Avoids the shot. Dunphy goes for a one leg. Gets him down. Ryan Inglett gets one half underhook and a half Nelson. The shot is blocked. Dunphy looking to wrap around. Inglett denies it.
This has just been a great all-around match so far, and both wrestlers right now are doing a great job of keeping it neutral and making sure that they get the perfect decisive blow when they can.
You know, and that's going to be a call for a precarious situation. They got a bloody nose, and Margaret's going to have to come out here and clean that up because, you know, wrestling mats, you never want to get a ringworm or whatnot. You know, you could walk in here, it smells like rubbing alcohol. That's how clean they keep it here. You know, in the past, you get so many ringworms from wrestling mats. And, you know, This is your equipment manager. This is something you would say, Cash.
Well, I don't know too much about wrestling. I'm more of a football guy. But wrestling is one of those sports where you have just a massive breeding ground for germs and things like that, and anything could happen in a sport like this with open cuts, wounds, even sicknesses. Quinn Keenan, a JV wrestler, once told me that if you have a cold or even the sniffles, you're not even allowed to participate in a match.
Now, Ryan Inglett, you know, he's been doing a good job so far, keeping himself neutral and avoiding being caught, because, you know, Dunphy, he likes to go for those legs and he likes to shoot quick. You know, he wants to take Inglett off of his game because Ryan Inglett is dangerous in any position. Ryan Inglett can escape and he can also shoot. Ryan Inglett right now wants to stay in neutral because that's his strength. He likes to pick apart his opponents like Dunphy. So we'll see what he could do here.
Ryan Inglett is just an athlete all around. Very quick guy, very strong guy, knows exactly what to do in these types of situations.
You know, Ryan keeping his balance with his leg strength, avoids the shot again, out of bounds. He still got 0-0, no points on the board. Starting in neutral again. Now Ryan's playing a little bit more of a defensive wrestling so far. How do you think that's going to work out for him?
Well, if Inglett keeps up with this defensive strategy of his, he'll eventually gain in the counter game. And which the counter game is just going to do great things for him because he's going to be able to counter and just defend himself, but yet still attack at the same time.
Now, keeping control is Inglett, looking to get to the back and gain back points. Inglett's got underhooks right now, and he's in complete control. Dunphy's trying to roll out. Inglett stays on his base. Great job by Ryan Inglett, keeping his balance and getting back to his knees. He's trying to set up. He's got underhooks, trying to avoid a clasp. He's trying to get a cradle locked in. Ryan squaring up. They're looking for Thomas Dunphy to square up and make it even here. Ryan Inglett gets the 2 for the back points. Ryan trying to get the vines in. And Dunphy's looking to escape. Inglett keeps control, gets a half Nelson while keeping himself up. Inglett trying to get those legs in.
And now, if you notice there, the crowd is very upset with that. There was a blown call. It looked like the PV wrestler had just twisted his knee slightly. Now, is that a penalty if they twist a knee in an awkward direction?
Well, it didn't look like it took too long for a situation. You know, if the ref sees a situation where somebody is injury prone, he should call it. But right now, that was just a split second. You can't necessarily see the twist coming. And so there's nothing you can do about that. He can't predict what's going to happen.
And now Margaret comes over again and to check on his bloody nose and just make sure that he's clean and able to participate in the sport. Now, is it still bleeding, or is it just that he's making sure that it's still not gonna progress and get any worse?
Well, Ryan Inglett's doing a great job cycling around Dunphy, and maybe in some of those cycles, forearm could smash into the nose. Just any little, after a bloody nose, they're very sensitive, so any little tap into that nose could start rebleeding. They're not trying to stop it. They're just trying to get him back into action because who wants to miss this? Ryan Inglett, senior captain, taking out Thomas Dunphy, senior captain. Dunphy's been phenomenal so far, and it's been a great match.
This has been a perfect match. You look at these two seniors, the leaders of both these teams, and you see Ryan Inglett pacing up and down the floor as the coaches are talking to him, trying to pep him up and get him ready for the next round. And if you're a member of the Hornets and you're on the bench and you're watching and you're seeing Ryan Inglett pace up and down and just the sheer will and intent and strength of Inglett, does that psych you out at all?
Oh yeah, the first match sets the tone. You kind of get you kind of see what the way the team practices. The systems that they run. Ryan Inglett's getting back control right now. Look how Ryan Inglett, he's a multitasker. He could keep his underhooks in while containing balance, and he's got a knowledge for the game. His brother Tyler was a senior wrestler, obviously weighed a little more. His brother Jared is a freshman at the 113 class varsity, and we'll see him later tonight. Right now, he's getting some control, and he does all this with avoiding the class penalty. He does it without even applying any type of grip. That's sheer strength. He's got him in the back now, a half Nelson. Half Nelson for Inglett, trying to sprawl his way back to back position and set something up. I was told that this is going to be an even match, but right now, Inglett's in complete control.
Well, because one thing that Inglett's doing a great job of is he's using all four of his his arms, his legs, and even his feet, and he's even using his head too, making sure that he doesn't get caught in any elbows, and he's doing a great job of just making sure that Dunphy has nothing to grab onto.
Precarious situation there, and they're gonna go. Inglett's gonna get advantage right here, and there's a whistle. False start. They're gonna try to get Ryan positioned correctly. Not both guys were ready. I mean, do you think that this bloody nose has intimidated some people on the PV bench?
Maybe not intimidated, but it's definitely giving Dunphy a harder time because, as you see, he has one of those little cotton balls in his nose, and it's got to be hard to breathe when you have something like that in your nose.
Right now, Dunphy needs to keep composed. You can't get agitated here. A calm fighter is the best. And Ryan's trying to regain back control. Dunphy using his legs to block Ryan from doing so. Ryan's going to get another 2 points if he could get this back control. And Dunphy desperately needs 2 points for an escape with 40 seconds to go. Dunphy's got him, and Inglett's got him in a pretzel. He's just crawling and bearing to get to the out-of-bounds line and reset. He's got underhooks as well. Inglett's in complete control. He's got pretzels in the legs, trying to flip him over for a pinfall or just restrain him for 50 seconds. They might have called Inglett there for stalling, but I wouldn't say so. He was trying to set up a legitimate possession or get some points there. He had the back points. He was isolating Dunphy, and all doing so with some great strength.
And in that, Dunphy was just doing a great job making sure that Inglett didn't flip him over and pin him.
That was a good job keeping his balance. Right now, Inglett's got to keep his ground. Dunphy gets those 2 points. Now they're looking to see who could get the takedown here. Dunphy rolls him around. A near fall. And the decision will go to Ryan Inglett, but a questionable call. They thought that there was a questionable back points call. The fans on the PV side want back points there, but he didn't get the full back. There was still a half back. There was, Ryan's leg was still completely open. I mean, Tommy Dunphy, he didn't get the full back, and he does not deserve the full back points until you've completely isolated and controlled your opponent's back.
And when this was all going on, the crowd and the intensity here was just very, very strong. And as we see, we have a pretty big crowd here tonight, as the Patriots and the Hornets are cross county rivals, and they're doing a great job of keeping up the intensity. The two senior captains coming out here to start off strong. The great intensity here.
Now we've got, they're really going back and forth right now. Inglett's trying to keep his base, making sure Dunphy can't flip him over. Ryan's trying to keep his base again. He's done a great job of not letting Dunphy mess with his balance at all. He's kept his balance. A great flip by Ryan Inglett. Inglett's looking to take control. Inglett's got some great position right here.
And the crowd's going wild again.
Coach Purcell, very happy with this.
And the crowd's going wild again, as we see. And also, Dunphy's nose piece fell out. And now I wonder if they obviously they don't stop, but they have to clean that up. That's also very, very dangerous to the health of these guys too.
Ryan Inglett is a little bit fed up with the bloody nose situation. He kind of cycled for it. A little bit shaken up right now. Inglett, we don't know what seems to be the problem, but he had to walk to the side.
Inglett's shaking up. It looks like he got hit too hard in the stomach. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, they brought a garbage can, and that's a bad sign right there. Looks like he's gonna. That's a bad sign. He seems okay. He's gonna continue.
Yeah. And another thing is, he really hasn't been drinking too much. And if something like that happened and he was drinking, there would have been absolutely nothing holding him back from vomiting in that trash can.
That would have been a shame. And Ryan Inglett gets to the back control. A German suplex set up. Ryan's almost got full pin control. Inglett's got back control. Dunphy's blocking Inglett from getting any head position. A one-leg takedown was blocked by the out-of-bounds line. They will set up again, and Ryan Inglett in complete control here. 23.6 seconds left to go, and this has been all Ryan Inglett with some exceptions of Dunphy getting on a roll a couple times. Inglett's got back points right now. Now, Cash, what does Inglett need to do? Do you stall or do you set up for the pin?
Well, I just do exactly what he's doing. Just toy with him a little bit, and if an opportunity presents itself where he could come and take a pin here, that's exactly what you need to do. Because you're not trying to hurt yourself here. You got a long season ahead of you. You have a bunch more matches before the season's over. You just need to stay healthy.
And that'll be a Ryan Inglett victory. It was a little scary at the end. Dunphy gets that 1 point. He was like 2 or 3 more points away from tying this one up. Ryan gets the win, adds 3 points to his team. Wayne Hills has set the tone for this conference matchup, and right now, the players on Wayne Hills, they're excited right now. They got Joe Stambuli coming up right now. And Joey Stambuli, the freshman, who's been very good in past matches, he'll go up against Ja'ala Darwish. Now, Stambuli has been great. A very consistent season. We'll see what he could do here. He's a very technical wrestler. He likes to pick apart his opponent, test them out a little bit in the beginning and kind of scout to see if he can shoot, see what his opponent's like, see where his weaknesses are, whether it's balance or anything. He likes to take advantage and pick apart his opponents.
Yes, both these wrestlers right now are using great use of their hands and just trying to get position on the inside and just take down the other wrestler, and both of them are doing a great job at it. This is going to be an interesting match as well. I know we highlighted the Ryan Inglett match, but this match is also very intriguing.
Yeah, right now you got two guys who know the game very well. They got the perfect combination of power, and that's going to be a credited takedown for Darwish. Stambuli trying to stay up. Stambuli has got some balance, got some lower body strength. He works really hard in the weight room. Head to head, ear to ear now. Coach is trying to tell Stambouli to get off of his head and try to create. Stambouli's got some wonderful shot ability. He could go in for that single leg or that double leg, and he strikes like a rattlesnake. And you never know. He just strikes out of nowhere with those single leg takedowns. And he's a great defensive wrestler as well. You could see, he could sense when somebody's coming in to go for underhooks or get position or anything. He knows. He could read and he could react to the situation.
And as we see here, they just keep going at it. Very evenly matched. Both of these wrestlers very talented, and this has just been a really one of the surprise matches of the night. How well matched it is. I wasn't expecting this.
Stambouli is looking for a pinfall here. He's has 5 pinfalls on the season, and that is a very impressive stat, especially as a freshman. He's got some time. He's facing off against a guy who's much older than him, and he seems to be holding his own so far. Stambouli's been staying in proper position, looking for a German, and he gets it. Trying to get a half Nelson there. He's doing all of this while gaining back control, trying to get another German suplex, and gets the double leg takedown from behind. He's holding on to the legs to maintain back position. Looking for another slam. Now, Cash, all these slams, it's going to take a lot out of him to keep picking a guy up who's 138 pounds and slam him a bunch of times. Do you think that'll affect his fatigue later in the match?
Oh, it has to. I mean, we see a lot of hits like this in football, but in football, you're wearing pads, and you have 15, 16 seconds between each play. Here, you're getting it nonstop, hit after hit after hit. That has to take a toll on you. Wrestlers are some of the most conditioned athletes, and people don't really realize how athletic wrestlers really are.
Yeah, as you see right now, Stambouli using that athleticism to not be flipped over. He's using his legs and every single power in him. That's 1 point for the escape for Stambouli, and that is a crucial 1 point, as you saw in the last match. Every single point adds up, and this could be a major decision here. Stambouli gets back points and a double leg takedown. Gets another 2. Now back control for Passaic Valley. Passaic Valley gets 2 points, and this has been a high-scoring matchup. Both guys know each other very well. It seems like they've previously faced off. They know what to do, and, they've really been picking each other apart. It looks like they've done their homework.
And honestly, I am very impressed with Stambouli's use of his legs to keep up a nice base and make sure that that Darwish is not coming around and taking him down.
Another nosebleed. It seems like a trend here with Passaic Valley nosebleeds. Coach Basil seems to be very happy with Stambouli's performance so far, bringing over water for him. Coach seems to be really happy. He lets all of his emotions out, whether he's mad or angry or happy with his wrestlers, and he likes to let them know.
Yeah, he's been a great asset to this team as a coach. He's been doing a great job since he's coming here. But I'm actually really intrigued at the fact that there's another nosebleed.
Wrestling's one of those sports, constant contact with the nose, and those little contact adds up, creating just a lot of blood.
I know that they have the ear protectors now. I'm wondering if maybe they should wear nose protectors as well.
That could be questionable right there, guys. Darwish and Stambouli have been going at it in a high-score contest. You see these takedowns, and they're beating each other. What do you think has been the reason for this?
Well, they both have something to prove. We have all these matchups highlighted up on the sheet, like the Lohman match, the Inglet Dunphy match, and this is just one of those matches where everyone was just kind of like, okay, well, it's a good match, but there's so many other great matches. And they're just trying to work hard, prove to their team that they could do it. And Joey Stambouli, a freshman, is just trying to really prove to himself and to his coach and to his teammates that he could lead this team going forward.
Looking for back control. Stambouli doing a great job clamping the arms. He's pressing his arms against his body to make sure that Darwish does not get under control on underhooks. And all he needs to do is sprawl over and he'll get back control, and that's 2 points for his team. Stambouli's been doing a great job staying together, clamping himself, and just really keeping himself to the mat, making sure he doesn't get flipped over or given any back points. And that's going to be a call. You see the forearm was digging in the back of the neck, and that's a little bit of a nuisance, a tedious move there.
Well, as we see, Joey Stambouli is up by 3 points, and he's just doing a great job of making sure that Darwish is not pinning him and not getting any points, and just excellent job. As we see Margaret coming over to clean up Darwish again, and they're doing a great job this match.
Overall right now, it seems to be that Joe Stambouli has a 13-8 lead. You know, every single point comes out in the end. 13-8 lead for Stambouli.
No, it's a 3.
And it's 3-0 in favor of Darwish right now. Right now we got another nosebleed cleaning up. You know, this gives time for coach to really talk to his players and kind of just tell them what he wants them to do. You know, these coaches are pros. They've been around this sport for such a long time, and they could really see what each player needs to do in order to come up with a victory.
That's exactly right, Max. And what I think we were reading, the 13-8 was the weight, the 138-pound weight limit.
Thanks for pointing that one out, Cash.
Well, I figured I'd have your back somehow. So as we see here, Joey Stambouli just doing a great job and keeping himself composed. And, I mean, you have to be getting yourself psyched out here. You see your opponent's all pretty bloodied up, and he's a freshman out there. That's tough to do, to go out there as a freshman against this seasoned guy. And he's doing a great job and he's actually doing a great job in getting points, and he may have even win this match.
You know, Stambouli has used his legs, or Darwish, has used his leg strength to his advantage. Look how he sprawls and uses those legs kind of like a lion jumping up. You know, you could really see his legs propelling himself up. And the nosebleeds again. You know, poor Margaret, you know, she's got her hands full tonight with all these nosebleeds. and there's a blood clot. You got to get those blood clots out and the nosebleed will stop. But right now, Joe Stambouli, you know, that was a great takedown there by Darwish. Joe Stambouli needs to get back to where he was at the beginning of this match. At the beginning of this match, he was in complete control and he was feeling it. Right now, momentum's kind of on Darwish's side. What could be the reason for that?
Well, Darwish came out fighting that round. He was just took over control and just said, you know what, I'm losing to a freshman right now. And he's doing just a great job of making and Stambouli's just doing a great job making sure that he's not going to get beat by this older, more experienced guy.
Right now, Passaic Valley, you know, there's some questionable calls right now. And in wrestling, that's a key thing. If you miss back points, you know, these refs are very precise with what they call back points. Like, they're kind of like teachers, you know. Some of them let little things go, and some of them need everything to be perfect. You know, these refs, they want perfect back control. They don't need one leg and one hand by the back. They need complete back control to give you those points, and that's why you work hard, you get well-earned points, and that's what's been going on so far.
As we see them cleaning up the mats a little bit here, too. I wonder, how bad is this nosebleed?
Well, you know, anytime that you're repetitively stuck there trying to clean up a nosebleed for a long amount of time, it's got to be pretty bad. You know, you got the coaches concerned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're stuffing. I think for the wrestlers, the reason that it hasn't been cleared, they're so eager to get back out there that they're not paying attention to what Margaret has to say, and they're not taking the time out to necessarily pinch their nose and keep the nosebleed ready to, like, stop the bleeding and whatnot. it just keeps flowing because they just want to get back out there. And there's some blood on the mat right now, and that's a problem. You don't want that.
As we see, both coaches are worried about their players' health. We see the Wayne Hills coach on his hands and knees cleaning up.
Stambouli here. He's looking to get some points to get himself back into this. He's got 49 seconds left in the third period, and that's just enough time to get himself an escape and get him those 3 points that he needs to win. And this is the crunch time. Here's where the crowd really gets into it. Now it's Joe Stambouli. He gets out. That's another point. Stambouli's up. That's 1 point there for PV for back control. And it's 5-1 here in favor of the Patriots. Joe Stambouli, the freshman, he's trying to hold on right now, make sure that he doesn't get flipped over. He's holding on for dear life. He's looking at the clock. 14 more seconds of holding on right now. Darwish doing everything in his power to flip Stambouli over. And Stambouli's maintaining his ground. He does flip him over, and Stambouli flops back like a fish out of water. Great job there for Joey Stambouli, and he will hold on. We'll see what the decision is here. And PV will take the win here. Darwish defeats Stambouli in a decision, and that evens the score to 3-3.
And the next match is set to take place. Jake Struble is taking on Muhammad Darvish.
The Darvish family, his brother, Ja'ala, just competed. Now it's Mo's turn. Back control for Struble. He'll take 2 points there. Jake Struble, he gets underhooks. Looking to get half Nelson in. He's got half guard on him. Looking for back control. He's really got underhooks though. He's got some position over Mo. Struble's feeling it. He's had some unsuccessful past couple of weeks, and right now he's really looking to avenge those losses that he's had early in the season with a big win here today over a very gamed Mo Darwish.
Well, he's off to a great start now, up 2-0, and it's only 30 seconds into the match. And he's doing a great job of just making sure that he's using his legs and making sure that Darwish just can't take any control.
Struble has done an excellent job mutilating Darwish's arms. He's really mutilating him. What that is pressing the underhooks down and pushing his face against the mat. He gets a half Nelson there, and he's really stretching him out. Flipping him over for the near fall. That's another point. Darwish trying to drag himself out of bounds. Point after point, he's racking him up here. He's on a 45-degree angle. Darwish barely keeping himself alive here, using every single ounce of leg strength that he has to keep his back from hitting the mat. Trying to crawl to the out-of-bounds region. Struble's pushing on him, and that's a pinfall. Jake Struble with the pinfall, and that's a win for Wayne Hills Patriots. Jake Struble. What's 3 on the board for the Patriots?
That was just an excellent, fantastic play, or fantastic playing by Jake Struble. And as we see, the Patriots are up 9-3 in this matchup. A big matchup, a cross-county matchup, and they're just doing a great job, both teams. And I'm really impressed with how the Patriots have come out firing on all cylinders.
Right now we got an interesting matchup here.
We have Omar Samkow set to take to the center of the pin.
Omar Samkow will be taking on David Cruz, and this should be an interesting match. David's been very good so far. And Nick Armando here, and we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, sorry about the confusion there. There was some mistake written on the paper,
Well,
but
match is subject to change, whether the coaches change the lineup and whatnot.
this is true. That we actually did notice a whole slew of wrestlers came out for certain handshakes up in the middle. As we saw, Nick Scudillo, the JV wrestler, came out. He won his match earlier by very, very decisively, too. He did a great job.
Yeah, he was actually the only JV player for Wayne Hills to pick up a victory as they've been struggling in the season. But this Wayne Hills varsity team has had some ups and downs. They're inconsistent, but when they do show up, they are a force to be reckoned with. They got the immovable Chris Lohman and the powerhouse Rob Levine. Chris Lohman, he's a tank. And right now we got Omar Samkow, who has that perfect mixture of size and speed. He knows how to stay on his balance and whatnot. And that's a takedown. Armango gets back control. Armango's trying to get full back control.
Well, as Omar's down 1 point, he needs to flip over and get back to the top so he can take control again and maybe even sneak a couple of points in before the end of this match.
And Armango's looking to open up. He almost had an opportunity to execute a Russian leg sweep, roll over cover, and get that pinfall. That would have been beautifully executed. Armango looking at the clock. Out of bounds. That's another 2 points. And they see some confusion there. It's not very easy to operate a score clock. And you got to be patient with these guys. I think Dan Kilroy's on deck right now.
On deck. I didn't realize this was baseball, Max.
It is on deck. Next to wrestle.
Well, now that I've been mistaken by the scoreboard, the score is actually now PV 6 to Wayne Hills 2.
Omar Samkow really needs to get an escape here. Some people say an escape is an easy 2 points, and that it is not. It is very hard. These guys start with advantage. Basically, like football, you get the kickoff. You start with the ball. Same thing here. You start with the advantage, and right now you got to get yourself out. You want to be able to attack and get ready to. Because when you score points, it's offensive.
The quickness in these guys is amazing. As we see the Hornets wrestler just doing a great job of using his speed and his legs and his agility just to make sure that Omar Samkow can't get a hold on him to make a move.
Samkow, you could tell a wrestler is a little bit timid and insecure about what's going on when they kind of force the match kind of by the out-of-bounds line. So if they do get caught up in a situation that, online situation where they could be pinned or, lose some major points, they could use that out-of-bounds as a scapegoat. Right now, a little problem with that here. They're going to start out in neutral right now. Omar Samkow, he seems to be losing the battle in neutral. Chris Armango, as you know, he is 11-1, and that is one of the best records in this county. And look for him to shoot low, which he just did. And that's a great job by Omar Samkow. It's risky to shoot low, and Omar Samkow had the reflexes there to see his arm break and go right for the legs. Samkow blocks it right away.
Well, Omar Samkow is down 5 points right now. He really needs to build up some momentum and get a couple of points up on the board. Maybe
as you see, Samkow had the opportunity there to transform himself into the back position, and that would have been huge 2 points, because if he gets that back position, then he could create a lot of things there, maybe a near fall and get some clear points for his team.
Now, Omar was calm, cool, and collected walking around school today. He was poised and he was ready for this match. And right now, he just seems as if he's almost flustered and frustrated that the match just isn't going his way.
And you got 2 more periods of this, and it seems to be all Armango. Armango's, when he does get what Coach Basil is going to tell Omar Samkow is that you cannot let this guy get back control, because he is very dangerous from that back position. He's so strong from his legs, and all he has to do is get his arms around you, and he could toss you around.
Yeah, Nick Armando is just quick, strong. He's just the perfect prototype for a wrestler at the 160 weight level.
He's got some great back strength. While he's doing all of this, he's a multitasker. While he is punishing his opponent, he has his legs wrapped around. This is called grapevines. He's got the grapevines locked in right now, and he moved back and got the wing in, flips him over for a near fall, And he's trying to stay alive right now. Almost a pin. A great job there by Samko to get on his stomach and avoid being pinned.
And now Omar Samko is down by 10 points. And it's still only now we're still only in the second match. And he's just going to have a rough time going forward if he can't get any momentum.
You hear Coach telling Omar how much time he's got left. He's got 2 minutes. He's saying not to take any risk right now. You know, now's the time to really get out there and take some risks and gain that key position, because he is down some points right now. He's down 10 points, and he's going to need a pinfall or a near fall. So those risks, he has nothing to lose right now.
Yeah, he may not have risks to lose right now, but he needs to focus on making up those 10 points. Just so that if he has any shot at winning, just to tie it.
Now, with back position, Armongo, and a great takedown. He'll take back control as well. Armongo's completely isolating Samko. There's nothing for him to do here with the closing in on a minute and 21 to go. Another great takedown there by Armongo, and he's just toying around with Omar Samko right now. Armongo's racking up the scoreboard right now. He's got a half Nelson, using his leg to take full advantage. He's got all power on his side. Samko's legs up. Great job there keeping balance. And 1 point for Samko for the escape, and that's something you wouldn't think you would see.
And that was just a great job of using your athleticism and your strength to get back out of that. The PV, the wrestler out here for PV right now is just doing a great job of controlling the match. And there's no doubt this match is going to PV at this point.
Yeah, right now Armongo is taking some control right now, and Omar Samko, you know, in the neutral position, that's where he's been dominating right now. Armongo has been at his legs. That's another shot, trying to get to that near fall position, trying to roll him over. He's got some strength, you know. Another just slam after slam, trying to open up Samko for a pin. 13-1, Armongo is yet to get a pinfall victory. Now, right now, but you could tell Armongo just takes back position, and Armongo will come up victorious here for PV. You know, Omar was defiant till the end. He kept a good fighting attitude, and his team's very supportive of him right now. It was a difficult match for him, and now we've got the prodigy freshman of the team, Dan Kilroy. Now, Dan Kilroy right now, he is taking on David Cruz versus, and here comes Kilroy. He's trying to get control. He's getting head control. Kilroy's using that grit and brute strength right now to get head control. You know, really piling Cruz down to the mat. He's got leg control now and back control. And he scores first. Kilroy told me today that he wants a pin and he will be happy. He won't be happy with anything else. Kilroy isolating the ankles, making sure that there's no movement for Cruz. Dan's trying to flip Cruz over. Notice how Kilroy is taking that short side arm and leaving it up to try to soften up Cruz in order to flip him over for that pinfall. You know, he's trying to soften him up and, you know, kind of go after that one arm and flip him over and get that pinfall. You could clearly tell right now his game plan is directed towards getting a pinfall victory. You know, he's going after Cruz's feet, trying to flip him over and get him to his back. Every single piece of Kilroy's offense is conducted to get this guy to his back. And, you know, he's got him by a near fall, and a great job by Cruz getting back to his stomach. Now Kilroy grabs the hands, trying to flip him over again. Kilroy's locking legs with him.
I'm really impressed here with Dan Kilroy's strength and just sheer will to get this pinfall, and he's doing a great job of just warding off any attacks from David, and he's just doing a great job as he's up 2-0 in this match right now.
A half Nelson again. Kilroy has been completely dominant here. He's got him down against the mat, trying to get underhooks again. If he could get those underhooks again and flip him over, that would be huge. You see Dan, and a takedown there. It seems that first period really got to Cruz. You know, he was getting dominated, and now he's mad, and now he wants vengeance. Right now, you know, you saw Dan Kilroy with advantage. Look for him to use that whizzer. You saw the whizzer there. He was using it just like Jake Struble. It's something that Coach Basil loves to apply. Trying to apply the whizzer again, and he's got it. Dan Kilroy with back control, using those whizzers to try to flip him over. He's got a crossface applied, half cradle and a crossface. Trying to move his hand back. Kilroy struggling from that north-south side mount position, ear to ear. Now he's back to the whizzer. He's got the whizzer trying to pull him over. He's trying to secure him for a pinch headlock. And he's looking for the pinch headlock or the half cradle to really pull him over. And right now, Cruz is only focusing on defensive wrestling, trying not to get pinned, because right now, Kilroy has strength on him. Kilroy has athleticism on him. You know, you look at the facial expressions right now on Cruz. He is in agony. You know, those whizzers that Kilroy applies, those hurt. You know, he's pushing at your shoulder. It's kind of like tearing your shoulder back. He's taking your hand and putting it around your back, and that hurts. He's trying to get the half. Dan Kilroy, the prodigy of this Wayne Hills squad. He's got the whizzer still. You know, he's maintained the whizzer throughout this whole match while he's had back position.
And now, as we see that Dan Kilroy is up 4-2, and right now he's just doing a great job using his strength and controlling David from the top, and he's just doing a great job.
Now, Mike, what's going right for this Wayne Hills squad? You've seen every single one of their wrestlers come out firing tonight, and what could be the cause of that?
Well, one of the causes is that the Wayne Hills wrestling really hasn't been that great over the past couple of years, and they're really just trying to put together a winning season. Maybe see if they could make it to the state championship or something like that. Just so that they could they don't have to win it, but just so that they could place and go there and do well. And they're just trying so hard to boost the morale and let it be known to the school that wrestling is very strong and is still a very good sport here at Wayne Hills.
You know, you see Kilroy, every single shot applied by Cruz has been completely denied. Kilroy is treating Cruz as a rag doll. You know, he's got him on overhooked and underhooks. He's completely dominating each position. He gets 2 more points for back control. Got the whizzer, trying to apply the whizzer again to get a pinch headlock. He's got the crossface applied. He's got the crossface. Now he's doing this crossface not to necessarily hurt Cruz, but to soften him up so that he will forget his motive on trying to stay on his back and focus on necessarily getting his head out of that situation of being snapped. You know, his head's constantly being pulled on and whatnot, and that's 2 points for Cruz for an escape. But you know, it looks painful. Look what Kilroy's applying on this guy. You know, Kilroy, he's the most agile. Coach Basil's very happy with what's going on right now. Kilroy's in complete domination mode. Dan Kilroy. Now, Cash, what have you been seeing here tonight?
Well, I'm just seeing the intensity from both sides, not just these two wrestlers, but every single match. The coaches are fired up, the fans are fired up, the even the stat girls are fired up.
It's been Kilroy's with complete domination, using his leg to try to drag Cruz into the middle of the ring. And that says a lot about your skill. If somebody's trying to leave and you're dragging him by the leg to get back into the center of the ring, that says a lot. And now a block shot there. He sprawled on the takedown, which is something that you really work on, and it takes, that's a fundamental. And when it's done, it's beautiful. A sprawl on a takedown, it takes a lot to shoot on somebody. And when you can sprawl on their head, that hurts. Dan Kilroy with the victory. And now, Wayne Hills is 2-1. And they have the lead right now, 12-7. And now we have Ali Mansour, who has just been called up from JV. He is at the 170 spot. And he will be taking on Robert D'Antonio. Now, Ali Mansour, he's going to want to make a statement here. His first time up at varsity. He's a junior, so it's rare to see a junior on JV, especially in wrestling. And, he's moved himself up. He's solidified himself into that varsity spot. And we can see what he could do here. Hunter backs out, and control's immediately taken. If you're Ali Mansour, this is your first time on varsity. What are you thinking?
Well, you have to control the match early. You need to get some early points on the board, and you need to control, get ahead, and just play it safe.
Doing a great job so far. Disqualification for Mansour. Isn't happy about it. The disqualification, and that's a win you don't want. And you bite a kid.
Well, it definitely wasn't intentional. It looked like his hand it was the tip of his finger. It looks like it just kind of sneaked in there. And you saw that apparently that there was like a little bite on his finger. So who knows? Maybe it was intentional. Maybe it wasn't intentional.
Guillotine maneuver, and in wrestling that would be illegal because you clasp your hands together, and that is an illegal move in wrestling, which separates it from a lot of the other martial arts related sports. You're not allowed to clasp together. You win by pinfall. You cannot win by submission. That's a back points there for Schweibel. Now, Cash, what have you seen in this match from Darren Schweibel?
Well, Darren Schweibel is also one of those wrestling families. His older brother, Doug Schweibel, just graduated last year, and he did great things here in the wrestling program. And now we look to see the same exact things from Darren, Doug's younger brother. And Darren right now is just doing a great job, grabbing a couple of points in early, and he really just needs to keep control and just get a couple of points and maybe take one or two risks. Not a lot of risks, but, just keep the match competitive.
Darren Schweibel, he's one of those guys, if you watching him, he's really talking trash to Chris Armongo. He's telling him, show me what you got, He really likes to get under the skin of his opponents, get them angry, and then he could take advantage of that. If you look closely, you could hear him talking trash to Chris. You could see them mouthing off to each other. And Schweibel looking to shoot. Both these wrestlers base their offense off takedowns. They're both going to look to shoot early, and they both have incredible leg strength. Armongo, it's in his family to have some incredible balance. He's got the best balance I've seen out of a wrestler. He keeps himself up. Ryan Englert, who's incredibly balanced. End of the first, and that first period, who would you say won that first period? Well, minus the points, where did your vibe go to?
If you're not talking about the points, if you're talking strictly
Momentum.
Not even momentum, even just positioning. I'd have to give it to the wrestler from Passaic Valley, even though Darren Schweibel is one of my close friends.
And Schweibel again gets the back control, hooking in the grapevines, trying to get that underhook. He's trying to hook for a cradle and he gets up. That's a little painful. Darren Schweibel, a little tap to the head of Chris Armango, you know, telling him, let's go, I'm still in this. Sprawls on the takedown. Taking advantage of little mistakes is something that a seasoned wrestler does. You can tell a seasoned wrestler who looks at those little mistakes and take advantage of them. Now, Darren Schweibel is an emotional guy. He will get angry, and he will show it. And, you know, a little bit of a demonstration in the Wayne Hills Patriots coaching staff. Hand fighting here a little bit of hand fighting, and that's a warm-up you do in wrestling.
And now, I don't know if you noticed, but the Hornets wrestler just took some of the advice from the Patriot coaching staff.
Yeah, you know, in wrestling, we're in a gym, you know, it echoes, it's an acoustic. You could hear what the other wrestlers or what the coaches are saying, and you know, you could look at these guys, you could tell they're intelligent. Look what they've done with this team that is a struggling program. They take it over, take the bull by the horns, and now you got a program that is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, minus all the talent, this has been all coaching. You got some family members, you know, like the Inglet family has been a tradition here at Wayne Hills for a long time, and as you'll see, Jared Inglet coming up soon. Darren Schweibel right now, he needs to get some points quick. You know, Schweibel needs to take a decisive lead, and then he could do the little fun trash talking that he likes to do, taking risks. You know, he needs to use the ability that he has to shoot. And we'll see if he can do that here. A great job sprawling and cycling around. Back points there for Darren Schweibel. Great job by Darren Schweibel. He's got the back points. That's another 1 point for Schweibel.
Darren's doing a great job now of just taking control and trying to get as many points as he can right now.
Armango's trying to flip him over. Almost got the near fall situation. A great job cycling around by Schweibel. We got 3 seconds left, and it's 4-5. Chris Armango is the favorite here, and you know, the underdog is completely taking control here, and it's upsetting the coach. You know, when you got one of your consistent go-to guys, and he's not showing up for you, who do you look to? You know, you think of this Chris Armango guy. Coach of PV really relies on him, and right now he's not producing wins.
Well, I don't know if he's not producing, but in this match, let me tell you, this is a very evenly played match, very well played match, strategically played, and Darren Schweibel was doing a great job of staying in it, and Armando is just doing a great job of putting on the pressure.
2 points there for Armango, and now he's really listening to what his coach said. There's a little bit of a questionable jab there that could have been called. Darren's trying to get an escape, and that would be huge for him. It's 7-5 in favor of Armango right now. They're looking to throw a half there as Chris Armango. Right now, what would be the best thing to happen for Chris Armango?
Well, the best thing to happen for Chris Armando is that if Darren just completely loses his strength and just stops fighting back, which we all know that's not going to happen because Darren's just very quick, very agile, and very good at this game.
You know, a whizzer has been applied.
To flip over and get into that position where he's in control so he can grab those 2 quick points.
Schweibel's trying to get on his elbows here, and Armango's not going to let it happen. Armango's getting full back position, trying to isolate Schweibel from getting up. And he's trying to pop up, and that's an escape. That was a close call there. Almost had him. There was an escape. He only needed one more decisive move, and he would have gotten the win. And that's a tough break for Schwabel. You know, that was a hard fought, defiant till the end. What'd you see there?
Darren's defiance, emotion, everything. Darren just did a great job of fighting back and just trying his hardest. And I know he's upset about that loss, but he just needs to learn from it and move on and just take the good with the bad. And he just needs to keep his head up and look at the good side, because he did great that match, in my opinion.
Matt Sportelli, the freshman who's been wrestling at 195. Now, don't get anybody confused. Don't get confused with this guy. You know, he's a freshman and he's wrestling seniors who weigh 195 pounds, and he's been holding his own. You know, this guy is one of the most talented wrestlers, so don't look at the stats. When you watch this guy perform, you know, he's held his own with some of the best. He is 7-8 with 6 pins. He told me today it is essential for him to win. He'll be up to 500, and as a 195 pounds, that is one of the most competitive weight classes, and it's usually dominated by juniors and seniors. To see a freshman there at any type of hooks in, because he will take advantage of it. Sportelli draws the out of bounds right now. They will start in the same position. 26 seconds. Coach wants a point. Coach Perselli says he wants a point right now. And, you know, to go at the end of the first period down by only 1 point, you could kind of regroup and, you know, come back in with a whole different outlook on your opponent. Now, Sportelli sprawled in the center of the ring. Sportelli's trying to roll Patton over. Sportelli versus Patton. This has been a match that has been looked at. You know, these two guys, they kind of have similar paths, struggled at the beginning of the year. You know, both still adjusting to the competition here.
Now, I just want to point something out to you. Sportelli is a freshman. Stambouli is a freshman. Dan Kilroy is a freshman. There's four freshmen on this starting varsity lineup, and that's just a lot of talent. And we see a lot of young juniors coming up, and a couple of seniors, and this team is nothing but talent going forward.
Right now, Matt Sportelli. Looking for back control. He's got 2 points. They're going to call that one back control, and that's a questionable call, because do you think he had full? It's like football. When you get a complete pass, they don't, and you drop it, they call it incomplete if he doesn't have full possession of it. Right now, would you say he had full possession of that back for the 2 points of back control?
Yeah, I definitely saw full possession there, and there's no reason why that shouldn't have been called as a point.
Right now, Sportelli needs to get this escape and, you know, stick to his roots. You know, he dominated in neutral position, and right now he's had the unfortunate of having bottom position for every single start of every period and every out of bounds. You know, he's had the unfortunate start of being at the bottom. Right now, he needs to get an escape and get back to neutral and then work from there. That looks like a questionable clasp. A little too high on the head there. That could be a questionable penalty right there. They're looking for him to spin through the head right now. He's in an unbalanced situation. If Sportelli could just get his head out of there, he'll have full back control, and that will be huge. Right now, Armango has leg control. Chris Armango. Sorry, Matt Patton. Patton gets the 2 points. All of these calls have been very questionable. Matt Patton, you know, it doesn't seem, the Wayne Hills side looks like they don't see that full back control when the refs are calling the twos, and he's not getting possession. Every time he's gotten full back control, it's only lasted for 15 to 20 seconds. And Matt Sportelli has done a great job, really moving out. He needs to get an escape here with only 22 seconds to go in the second period. He needs to get an escape. He needs to get back to neutral. Right now he's got leg control, trying to get into a cradle. Flipping him over for a near fall. Near fall, trying to get the pin. Sportelli's just staying alive, using his legs to catapult himself up, trying to turn, and that's a pinfall victory. Matt Patton pins Matt Sportelli, and that is a huge win there for PV. They take a 24-12 lead. Unfortunate, he didn't have the advantage at the start, though. He always had bottom position. There's nothing you could do. What do you got to say about that match?
Very well fought by the freshman. And Matt Patton obviously just did a great job and just outshined Sportelli. But now here comes an even better match, the Rob Levine match, the match that you circled.
Rob Levine versus Barra Marocton. And Rob Levine has been one of the most incredible wrestlers for this Wayne Hills squad. He could have won them the game against West Milford, but there was a forfeit on the West Milford side. Beautiful takedown using the whizzer and his underhooks, flipping him over and taking control right away. This is scary. He's way stronger than this guy. Trying to get the takedown. Levine's he stays content even when almost being taken down in midair. You can see him staying content. He doesn't get frustrated.
Levine just using his strength and athleticism, doing a great job coming out firing on all cylinders for this match.
You could see his three-point position stance as a defensive end. He's really using that in the aspect of wrestling. He's been incredible today. Right now, this has been all Rob Levine. He comes out firing, and he's got a lot of momentum under, right now, what he needs to do, get a takedown, start the shot again. He goes high. Most wrestlers you see go low. He's got the near fall right now. That's a 2-count pinfall victory. Rob Levine gets the win over Barra Marocton. And that is just the win Wayne Hills needed. 18-24. And now if they could pick up some wins, here is the heavyweight Chris Lohman. And we've got Lohman coming in against Patrick Adriani. Lohman, 6-4. Adriani, 8-0. Now this should be a good one. The undefeated Adriani putting his streak on the line. He's a big man. And right now, it's anyone's wrestling match. Lohman says he doesn't care about his record. Lohman is, he's a very violent guy. If you know Chris Lohman, he takes no prisoners, and today he looks to solidify himself by knocking off the 8-0 Patrick Adriani.
And Lohman is just doing a great job of trying to gain control here. Chris Lohman is just really doing a great job. Now, I'm surprised that it's in this such a tie right now, like a deadlock tie like this. I expected Chris Lohman to come out firing and just attack on all cylinders, and this is kind of like the flat one, draw type of a match, and I wasn't expecting.
Well, you would think that about Chris Lohman, but Chris Lohman likes to establish his hand position, whether it's underhook or a whizzer, whatever he's trying to do. He likes to establish his hand position and then drive through. Chris Lohman is one of the strongest men on this wrestling squad, and right now, he led the team in Wayne Hills football tackles. He's vicious. Right now, all he's got to do is what he's doing right now is strategizing. He's keeping this Adriani guy on his feet, making sure this guy's 8-0. He's a big guy. Adriani's trying to pull. Patrick Adriani is trying to pull, and Lohman's not letting him. Lohman's keeping, for dear life, not letting go of that hand, because Lohman knows if he lets go of that hand, it frees Patrick Adriani to do whatever it is he's done to get to that 8-0 position. Right now, he's containing the beast. Lohman, who usually is the beast, tonight he has to go with a more defensive wrestling style in order to get the win. You know, no points because he's staying in the underhook hand fighting position. He does not want to get Adriani free. And right now, it seems to be alone. Two moose fighting with their antlers going straight at each other, keeping their legs dug into the mat and trying to take advantage. Mo, and notice how Mo takes his balance. Like, look at Mo's strength. You know, he's got those quadriceps and his calves that really keep him up no matter what the push. Like, and right now, Anthony Cruz has done a great job containing the speedy Mo, because Mo Hamday is very fast, and in a blink of an eye, Mo Hamday could have you pinned. That's how fast he is. You know, he gets back control real quick, and he likes to do those fancy moves like the whizzer. He likes to cradle, do splits and whatnot. And Cruz almost moved him around for the near fall. Anthony Cruz, who's had an impressive 9-6 season so far. If you look at the tapes of this young man, Anthony Cruz has been on fire. You know, he's won the last 4 out of 5 matches, and he's a knowledge wrestler. You know, he knows what he's doing. He knows where to look, and he's been great with reversals every single time. See, there's another reversal. Mohan for the takedown, reversed into a whizzer. Cruz gets underhooks, and Anthony Cruz, the end of the first.
Keeping control of each other, and I look to see a quick takedown, pin or something like that for the victory.
You know, Mo Hamday, you saw against Wes Milford, he used that sheer grit and determination to really sprawl around to the back of his opponent, roll him over for a cover. Looking over again for that cradle. You know, he arches his back trying to get that rollover cover. He locks his legs in, single lock. He's got him in half Nelson. A great job by Anthony Cruz propelling himself out of that situation. Hamday with a great takedown again. You know, Hamday barely had control of the legs.
I think he's quick enough where he could just flip right over and he'll be in the advantage.
Pancaked right away by Cruz. Anthony Cruz doing a great job right now. Unlike most people, Cruz straight from the whistle goes for a crossface instead of a whizzer. Right now, and look at the hip position there. Mo Hamday hasn't had the best hip position today, and he's been knocked around a little bit. Mo Hamday needs to create better hip positioning for himself, and all the other stuff will fall into place. Because right now, that's the only thing that's not going his way. If you line up the boards, it's been all Mo except for hip position. End of school to 6 o'clock at night, just getting battered and beaten up, you know. And they're doing it they have a price, but they're going to do it.